All right, everybody, welcome back to the 12's podcast. This is 12 speaking to you guys right now. As you can see below, we have the chapter review for the newest chapter, Kumachi 1096 of One Piece. Oh man, this chapter was full of a bunch of stuff. It had twists, it had turns, it had all kind of stuff throughout this chapter. And you guys are in for a treat. If you did not read it, please go check it out. We're going to see a lot of shit inside this one, and a lot of people in the form of Shiki finally being revealed, and you get to see him flying around. The Empress of Amazon Lily, the former one, Captain John, Big Mom, Kaido, Whitebeard. You're going to see Roger in this one. You're going to see a whole lot of people that just blow your mind. And you might get a 2 treats if you're nice. But we do get to start off with this wonderful cover art that we have. Zoro playing musical chairs. He's getting upset at everything because he keeps losing the games. That's a lovely cover art. You know I'm a sucker for the cover arts. But to move right on, we start the chapter off with everybody running away. As you guys know, we left off with Figurlin Garland losing 10,000 points. We start off with everybody running away in chaos. And by everybody, I mean 150 rare rabbits are out there. They broke it down to this. They have rare humans that's out there, 150 of them, that are worth 10,000 points. Then with each hit or each single kill that you have on somebody, you get a skill bonus. As you go through playing this game that they have, which is basically a human purge, you're going to get a prize at the end of this. We don't know what it is just yet. Prize, because we'll get later on, is going to be 2 devil fruits. I won't say which ones it is. We'll get there when we get there. So as this starts off, people are in chaos. They're running. Then we have the families that's saying, I'm going to win. Everybody back off. We have the Metamare families. We have, of course, the Garland family that's going back and forth. I guess they're like the top 2 families that we have that's competing inside this, and all the other celestial dragons that's out there. While this is going on, though, we get a call from Navy HQ to an island. And on this island is Garp. Garp is sitting on this island, chilling, relaxing, just being able to have a time of his life with music playing in the background. And he got bad women just sitting poolside. He's just chilling. But Garp is here and he says, stop calling me, pretty much. I don't want to be bothered. I don't want to be involved with this game that these celestial dragons have. What, are they being hunted down or, thrown away, or is something bad happening to them? Because I don't care too much. Those, pretty much putting inside words of Garp. And Garp says they need to account what they do. It's time for them to have something that they can have, lash back at them. He's thinking the worst of the worst is happening to the Celestial Dragon. But it's not that. Navy HQ called to tell Garp that Roger is on the move and on the way to the island. So we look at Hachinosu as well, and as another cutaway. And Hachinosu, we all know, is Pirate Island. And if the Rocks Pirates were the rulers of that island, seem to be nowhere found. So of course, now we have the Rocks Pirates inbound. We have Roger's Pirates inbound. Garp is inbound. You kind of see where we're going with this. The God Valley incident. Let's fucking get it. So in the West Blue, we have God Valley. God Valley, of course, is being surrounded by a bunch of different ships, Navy ships, pirate ships. The word got out to them. It was a huge event that's going to be happening. And one day, this would never be forgotten inside or lost inside history. This battle is going to live on forever because of just what we know God Valley to be from what we hear. As we're there, we're looking around still. All the civilians have been chased down. It's 10,000 civilians that have been branded as rabbits for this hunt. And as you're branded, that means you have a target, a bullseye shaped on your back. And we have Ivankov that's sitting here trying to rally up or, make the spirits of the people that's there. So we have Kuma there, of course. We have Jenny, his Ivankov's sister, that's there. We have a fisherman that's there. Somebody in a long dress as well that's there. But they're all sitting there. And they're looking on at Ivankov as Ivankov gets up there and he tries to rally the troops. They're all looking like, oh no, the celestial dragons, the world government, they'll let us free. They'll free us. If we survive just 3 weeks of this festival till it ends, we will be spared. Ivankov tells them, like hell you will. There's no way it's in hell that you would ever survive this. There's been a 0% of survival since these games have started. This is a manhunt. There is no chance of survival. The celestial dragons have lied to you. And the people are just crying. They don't know why they would, be targeted like this. There's no way in hell that they're going to win. And Ivankov is right. He's telling them straight up, it's one of those you're done with. So as Ivankov is telling them all this, the manhunt has started. And of course, Garland picks up a quick 10,000 points, putting him at easily 0 now. He started off minus 10,000. Now he's at 0. Because he has quick 10,000 points. And his strategy is to go after the high rabbits, of course. Again, the rabbits are the humans that are worth more points. They're worth 10,000 points per each one of them that he gets. We look at Ivankov. Ivankov and the fisherman come together, and it's a shark fisherman. And Ivankov asks him, can you take these chains off of me? He frees him up. He bites the chains off of him. The chains are free. Ivankov now has both hands that he's able to, use freely now. And we look on, and Jenny is just sitting there talking about I found out what the prizes are. This tournament, is going to be key to the escape. These prizes are going to make what we need to escape really doable. But what is that? What are the prizes? What are the 2 devil fruits? The 2 devil fruits in mind, remember, we're at God Valley now. So one of them is definitely the Azure Dragon fruit. This is Kaido's fruit that we all know Big Mom gave to him. So of course we get to see just how Big Mom got this fruit and gave to Kaido now. On top of that, we have the Paw fruit. The Paw fruit is Kuma's fruit. The Paw fruit, of course, can blast yourself or others to distant islands. That's just a quick synopsis of what this fruit actually is. We all know it also has healing capabilities as well, and a bunch of other stuff that this fruit has to offer if used inside the right hand. So Ivankov and the rest of the rebels are all gathered up right now, and they're trying to figure out what the hell they're going to do to escape. They need any of them to get to the fruit and eat it in order to get off this island. So with that being said, Jenny offers up her abilities. Jenny is, a master thief. She can go around and sneak around. She's known about this for a long time now. She has insider information. She even is the one who put out the call 2 weeks back to tell people the information to the outside world. Hey, come to this island. There's, these devil fruits that's here. You might want one of these devil fruits. And this is what drove all the pirates to start coming towards the island. At God Valley, of course, we all know that since she is a little girl, she needs to not put herself in danger too much. So, of course, Kuma being who he is, the protector he is, he says, you know what? I can help because I see that this plan is going. We need a decoy, and with my hard body, my bulkiness, and just my size alone, I can survive a lot longer than most of you can. And Ivankov is also going to go because, yeehaw! He's definitely down for the ride. So Ivankov is up for it. Kuma's up for it. And they're going to go after and see if they can get these devil fruits in the center of the island. But they have to get through the chaos. And the chaos just got a lot worse. Because, of course, you see pirate ships getting blown up, Navy ships getting blown up on the seas. People are looking on, and what do you see? You see a giant flag that reads across it, rocks. And, of course, that means one thing. Rocks pirates have shown up to the ship, now to God Valley, and is about to go down. We have Whitebeard there. We have the former Empress there. We have Stutzy there, Miss Buckingham. We have John Bart there. We have Shiki there. We have Big Mom. We have Kaido. The list goes on. The Rocks Pirates are there. And we all know once they arrive somewhere, they're going to go ahead and fight one another in order to go after what they want to go after. So now they're in lockdown mode. This has turned to a game for them. It's a game for the Celestial Dragons. It's life or death for the people that's been in prison. But it's now a big ass game. And this game just got more intense because now Whitebeard, Shiki, Big Mom, Kaido, the rest of the Rocks pirates are all now trying to go after and get those fruits. Everybody's inside shambles. The celestial dragons are sitting there upset now. What are you marine dogs doing? They say to some of the lower level marines, go after and do something about them, protect us at the same time, but also get rid of these pirates. They're scared. It's fear everywhere. We see that Roger's crew pops up, and when Roger's crew pop up, Figurelin's there now to intercept. So Roger's there, Rayleigh's there, Scopper Caban is there. The whole Roger pirates are all there. We have Garland and his God Knights ready on standby. And then out of nowhere, we get our last group that comes in with Bogart and his Vice Admiral Garp. So now we have all the players in play on God's Valley that's going to have this incident be what it is. And as they're all going through, chaos starts breaking down. We see that the little ones, Ivankov and Kuma, have made their way to the middle of the island where the prizes are at because everybody's distracted. They both go over and pick up a fruit. And as they look at these fruits, they don't know which one is which. So, hey, time to eat up. And as Ivankov goes to eat his, he gets tackled by Big Mom. Big Mom looks at the fruit, and I look at the fruit. I know what the fruit is. It's the Azure Dragon fruit. It's Kaido's fruit. Big Mom got the fruit because Ivankov would have had it first. And that right there, that would have blown my mind. If Ivankov would have got that fruit, he works with Dragon now. Like, it's funny to say, but Ivankov was going to eat the dragon fruit, but he works in the Revolutionary Army now underneath Dragon. It's kind of funny they did that. I see what you did there, Oda. As a playable and plays, love it. But that means that we also see Kuma there. And Kuma is looking on like, what should I do right now? And Ivankov just says, hey, don't think, just eat the fruit. And as soon as he eats the fruit, because once you eat it, you have that power, other people don't. Big Mom couldn't get to him in time. So now we have Kuma finally awaken his fruit, his paw fruit. And it says, we call this a victory over them. As long as they can get one of the fruits, it's a victory. And as Kuma turns around and looks back away, he gets sucker punched by none other than Jay Saturn Garcia, the 5 Elder. He looks on like, this Buccaneer Brett, is what he tells him. As Kuma's on the ground, still fighting to get up, he has his head bloody, he's already injured. Jay Garcia looks at him and says, you can either live as a slave or die. Nothing else can be tolerated for someone of your ink. Because you look on it, you look on at it, and it's like your kind, I should say. Someone of your kind. And you look on at it, and we all know that this Buccaneer race, it has to be something that people are super afraid of. Could the Buccaneer race actually be the race that Joy Boy was before he ate the fruit and turned into the Nika Nika, into the sun god? Could this have come from them? Because we all know that Kuma looks up to the sun god. And he goes, I don't understand how someone can be born to be more or less important than anybody else. And as he finishes that statement, he says, if you're born to be, Jay Garcia looks at him and says, if you're born to be a slave, that's the point you're born to be at all. That's all that you ever will amount to, is just to be a slave. But Kuma doesn't understand why. Kuma's whole ideology comes from what his father told him, to be strong, be kind, and make sure that you always stay ready, because even though we're locked up, Nika will come one day, and Nika will free us. And that's exactly what Kuma tells Jay Garcia. He tells him that he's not to be a slave. It's possible that he can be just like Nika. Nika, we all know, is the legendary Joy Boy, the person who frees people, the liberator of liberation. And this makes Jay Garcia snap. He goes, that's precisely why people like you need to be erased. The people like you that just amount to nothing. And as he's saying this, we get a quick jump around, and all we hear is, hold on, Rocks. And then you hear, you're in my way, Roger. So now we have the epic clash. Rocks, Roger, what's going to happen inside these two great pirates? The two strongest of their generations finally come together as one. And this fateful incident will soon be obscured by the shadows of history of what happened. And what happened next is nobody knows what happened next. Because we jump forward into the kingdom of Sabarin in the South Blue, and we're sitting here looking on, and Ivankov is like, so they only ended up reporting Garp's heroism, huh? They never reported the people that escaped. Morgan's is nothing but a hack. This is what Ivankov was looking at. He only vents what he roared top brass once. Ivankov is very pissed off at this because you don't get to see that people were liberated. People were free. There were 500 people that were saved due to the thanks of Kuma and the pawpaw fruit. 500 people. And they're now settled up on this island, the Sabarin Kingdom in the South Blue, where Kuma lives his happy life now in a church. And he prays and prays and prays. Jenny, of course, is there. She's crying tears of gratitude and thanks to everything that Kuma did. She's looking up to him now. Even though she's 4 years older than Kuma, she looks up to him. And Ivankov is there as well and says, he reminds Kuma that those hands of yours, you're blessed. People with freedom. You have the hands of liberation. Kuma looks on and says, hands of liberation? As he sees his paw is now a paw. Ivankov now takes off, and Ivankov is going to travel the sea to go ahead and bask inside his freedom that he has, while Ginny and Kuma stay back and relax to enjoy the show, what's going on, and live a life that's more casual. No more stealing to eat, no more thieving to eat, no sneaking around, none of that to go forth with it. Now, Ivankov takes off, leaves them behind. Ivankov leaves them behind. Ginny, of course, is now, since I'm older than you, I'll take care of you, Kuma. Kuma's chopping wood and lumber and getting it for the townsfolk. The townsfolk are going to also be enjoyed by this because now they're living the actual life. And this is where he adopted the name Kumachi. Kumachi is what Ginny calls Kuma as a nickname for him. Kumachi and Ginny are walking down the street to go ahead and get and sell some of the wood that they gathered together. And a lot of kids, these brats, start throwing stuff at them. And they're like, you're a freak. There's no way you're 9 years old. There's no way that you're sitting here and you're lying about your age. You're too big to be 9 because we're the same age. Well, you're not, because now you done pissed off Ginny. So Ginny, you're pissed off Ginny. So Ginny says, pick on somebody your own size, as she jumps off of the back of Kuma, who was carrying the logs, and starts beating these kids up, leaving them bloody, leaving them beaten. They're crying, they're hurt. The Kuma, being who Kuma is, takes the pain away with the pawpaw fruit. And all that pain comes right out of them. And I'm healed. I feel much better now. And of course, they think that it's magic. As they continue to walk off, Ginny hops back on top of the logs, and Kuma is walking off, and they're singing a song. They're singing a song. We all see that they go, they get the money, they trade off the lumber for it, they go back to the church, and they're eating and eating and eating. Kuma has a few things on his plate, but Ginny gets hungry still. Kuma offers his food to her. Ginny ate so much, she was still hungry and ate more. Reminds you of somebody. Reminds you of the person who Kuma and Ginny made together. Juribani. So good. Kuma says, you're a real gluttony, aren't you? Let's keep up the hard work. Then he says, Kumachi, how old were you when you became a slave? As the bellies are full, they start to have a conversation. He says, I was 4. She says, me too. And they have something else inside common. And as she says that, she's looking out the window and just bursts into tears. And she screams out, Kumachi. And he looks at her and says, oh, come on, don't cry. You're going to make me cry. And they say, I'm just so happy. It's the real first taste of peace and hope that they have since 4 years old of them becoming slaves. We end the chapter off there. This was a beautifully written chapter. It came down to a perfect story. We see the mother of Juribani. We see Kuma as a child, how he got his fruit. We see actually the real way that the fruit was given to Kaido. Big Mom obviously took it from Ivankov and gave it over to Kaido, like, hey, you little brat, take this, most likely. I do wish we got to see more of the God Valley incident. They cut it off too short. God Valley incident is something that we have Rocks, we have Roger, they're facing off. We still don't know how Rocks looks. So I'm really excited for if we can get more of the God Valley incident, or at least, a little small little OVO with it. Give us something that can just show the God's Valley incident. because this is beautiful. We see that it was, Buckingham riding over there with Garp. We see the original Amazon Lily Queen, who looks very similar to Yamato. So it made me think, did Kaido and the former Empress of Amazon Lily create Yamato? Because this person looks just like Yamato, from the hair to that way the eyes are formed to just the facial structure. This person looks like Yamato. I really hope that this is Yamato's mother and she stayed with Kaido as they went away, because this would be beautifully written. Like, all the connections have been made. I want to see more of Garland. Garland was having a time of his life. He was balling out until he had to be confronted by the Rocks Pirates and Garp and everybody else coming to the ship. But this chapters are getting better and better. I think we're going to be back in Egghead next chapter. Maybe. Hopefully we can get more of this. But until then, keep rocking in the free world, man. What are your comments? What do you guys think will happen? What's going to come of this? Like, we have the three figures of the God's Knights that was there. It was some woman who possibly, is Shanks' mother. If I'm going with, Figurlin looks just like Shanks. So I'm putting it out there off back. Figurlin looks just like Shanks, of course. So is this the mother that's dealt with him? Is this another person, part of God's Knights, that's just there? Who's the guy in the background holding this the stick with no? It looks like he has no head. He's not really depicted too well. But I want to get more of God's Valley. God's Valley is such a beautifully stated everything, and for us to not be able to get any of this is making me want more and more and more. But my boy Scott Caban was there. He was going crazy with Rayleigh and Roger going against the Rocks Pirates. I wonder, because we never heard about Scopper Gaban and Rayleigh really going, doing their things too much against the crew of Rocks Pirates. We heard a lot from Garp, and a lot of Roger was handling that crew. So it makes me think, did this crew, did Scopper Caban and Rayleigh fight the God's Knights while Roger and Rocks, and of course, Roger and Garp went to go fight the Rocks Pirates, and of course split up the crew a little bit here and there. But it makes you think a little bit of it, like what really happened. And big shout out to Kuma for actually saving 500 people of the Sovereign Kingdom. Like, go crazy, my guy. But stay tuned. I want to see more of you guys interacting with us in the comments. Again, Comic-Con was amazing. I'm still coming down off the high from it. Give us your feedback. What do you like about One Piece? What's your favorite One Piece moment inside this chapter? My favorite One Piece moment in the chapter, of course, is going to be seeing Garp, Garland, Roger, and the Rocks Pirates all showing up and just getting ready for that battle. Like, that was beautiful. Like, there's no going back from that ever. That was given to us in the best way possible. But outside of that, what are some things? Interact with us some more. Stay tuned with us. We got new merch dropping soon. We're working up on a new design that looks pretty nice, and I like it. Your feedback, put some down there. What other anime do you want to see us cover? What other manga do you want to see me cover? I love giving these out. Please hit the like button if you really do rock with us, and it goes a long way. You don't have to, but it will go a long way if you do. As well as hitting that subscribe button, just so we know that you're rocking with us. We are giving away a giveaway on Saturday, because we just hit our 250 mark, and we over it now. We're at 254, but we're still climbing up. We're still getting there. We said we're going to do a giveaway at 250, and that's what we're doing. Every 250 subs we get, we're going to do a giveaway from that. On top of that, please hit the notification bell so you get notified every single time we drop a banger video. And do what you do. Love who you love. This is 12, signing off.